Hello there, welcome or welcome back. My name is Julie and this is my journal. Today we're talking about my guts. Things are better than they were. They're definitely better than they were, a week and a half ago, whatever, when it was absolutely unbearable when I went to the gynecologist. I have not yet set up the appointment to go and see the gastroenterologist, but I did get my daughter to the eye doctor and got that exam done. And I did set up my son to start physical therapy. And I do have my oldest daughter's wisdom teeth removal coming up. Giving myself just a little bit of grace, because there's a lot going on, okay? Oh, I had even considered just not worrying about it, like just letting happen whatever is going to happen. But pain is really good at motivating you. Motivating me, definitely. So yes, tomorrow I will finally call the gut doctor. I will be seeing the gynecologist again in like a week, a little bit less, something like that, to go over the continued issues. I have been doing the very plain, very bland food for the last, week? I only just yesterday, I think it was, reintroduced coffee into my life. Can you believe it? I was without coffee because I needed to see, what foods are causing the problem. If it is like an IBS triggered kind of thing, then I need to know, okay, what foods are making me struggle? So I was down to literally like plain chicken and like cucumbers. Anyway, and I did that for a few days, and then slowly I'm adding in other things to just see, how my body responds. For the gory details, there is still blood in the water every morning with every first bowel movement. You know how it is here on my journal, on this channel. I just tell you how it is. With all the fun. What does that mean? I don't know. I am taking my fiber powder every day in my Gatorade. I do stool softeners. I use the Bentyl as needed. I was at the point where I was needing Bentyl and muscle relaxers. I was in so much pain, but the last couple of days, I've only needed the Bentyl maybe once or twice a day, which I think is a good thing. That feels encouraging to me, but the blood hasn't stopped. So what does that mean? I don't know. That's why I'm going back to the gynecologist and yes, setting up a follow-up with the gut doctor. And I've been nervous about that and worried about that. But then I remembered that the last time I saw the gut doctor, which was right before I had surgery this summer, the ovary removal and the exploratory abdominal surgery to remove scar tissue and endometriosis, he was so generous and so compassionate and kind. And he had said, if this surgery doesn't fix everything, come back. We will figure it out. We're not going to just abandon you. And that, did he mean it? I hope so, because I'm taking him up on it. We're going to figure it out. I'm not giving up. I'm not stopping. I have, a life to live and things to do. And if it is just going to be an IBS situation, because I don't know, I've read so many different articles, even peer-reviewed articles, really reliable stuff. And some say, yes, IBS can cause rectal bleeding. Others say no, I should note, a lot of you know this, but if you're new to the channel, then you might not know that last year I had every conceivable test done, including, tube up this way and tube down that way. They've been all through my guts, okay? So let's just make sure we put that out there. Biopsies were done, all of it. The worst that they found was gastritis and some thickening of the bowel walls. And the gastritis was in my stomach. Anyway, just with that in mind, could it just be from the IBS and not having enough fiber, maybe eating the wrong foods, something like that, that's just triggering it or causing agitation? I don't know, but that's what I aim to find out. I'm no longer in a place of like being worried that, oh, this is something that, you're dying. No, I'm not dying. Okay, you guys are not getting rid of me that easily. It's more a place of, misery, for one, and quality of life. Like, no, I'm not dying. from this condition, but it is severely affecting my life, of course, obviously. So I want to get it figured out. You know, I just want to get it figured out. I just want to know, what do I need to do? What do I need to eat differently? I don't know. One thing that I wonder if it's helping is I'm getting a lot more movement, so much more mobility now that I'm able to walk. I can't walk tons and tons. Today I had so many errands and appointments and this and that, and yesterday too. And so today, at this point in the evening, my foot is screaming at me. But I'm hoping that maybe all of this movement, though it's frustrating for my foot and I do have to be careful, maybe it is part of helping to ease the symptoms. I don't know. I just don't know. That's why we're going back to the doctors. I am not looking forward to any more testing. And I know that that's going to have to be a thing. And the gynecologist had said that if the things that we were trying, you know, waiting and seeing, was it some kind of virus like he posited at our visit a week ago? If it's not that, if the problem doesn't resolve completely, the only other option for him is another exploratory surgery to see if they missed any of the endometriosis, or if by some crazy chance it grew back in 7 months, which is highly unlikely. Normally it's like within 2 years that it grows back, if it's going to grow back. But with me, if it's weird, it happens to this body. So I, to be honest, would not be surprised if it had already grown back. Would I be devastated and just like up a creek without a paddle? Yes, but not surprised. Definitely not surprised. So hopefully it continues to ease up for the next week until I see him. I mean, I'm at a point, so like the other day when I saw him, I was above a 10. If I hadn't have had that appointment, I would have been in the emergency room. I was in so much pain. But now on the daily, when it does start bothering me, which is not constant as it was the other day, so here's some improvement, but when it does, which is at least a couple times an hour, it's definitely like a 5, sometimes a 6. Especially if it's right before a bowel movement. So obviously it's related in some way to the bowel, which, you know, we were dealing with bowel endometriosis, so that totally makes sense. But that also makes sense with like IBS, right? So I don't know. Anyhow, so when the pain does come, it's pretty intense. And the cramping and the squeezing and squishing and twisting of my guts, you know, my lower abdomen is, it can get intense. But I do feel like we should acknowledge the progress that has happened and how, well, it's not all gone, but there has been a mild cessation, at least, of hostilities, okay? Some of it has come down and calmed down. And is that because I'm getting more movement? Is that because I went to the bland diet? Is it because it was a virus that has now mostly worked its way through my system and was affecting my guts? I don't know. But what I do know is that I'm going to go put my foot up. That's what I'm going to go do right now. And then when my husband gets home, we're going out for date night. So that is what I have for you. This has been my journal. I have been Julie. You have been wonderful. I appreciate you all so much. Your continued support and encouragement, your love, your kindness. You guys keep me going. You're the wind beneath my crunchy, cracked, and crumpled wings. All right, I'll see you all very soon.